Okay, what's up guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. My name is Richie and you're probably wondering why you're staring at a blank bench top. This is actually my kitchen bench top, so a bit of a new location today. I have done a bad thing and you could probably tell by the title that I caved. This is not good. I woke up this morning and I was like, you know what? I'm sick of my Intel Mac and I really want one of the new M1 MacBook Pros. So initially I wanted to go to a store and have a look and like actually see it in person, but no one has it on display because of the stock constraints, I assume. So I rang around and most of the big retail stores didn't have them, and this one little Apple reseller happened to have some stock. So I was like, okay, let me think about it. And I was like, okay, let's go for it, sod it. Like, they're 4 to 5 weeks shipping on Apple, and like, I kind of just want to get into an M1 Mac now. I know. I bought, okay, I'm so excited. This is also not a scripted video. Apologies also if the audio is a bit funny because it's a bit echoey in here, so you'll have to forgive me. Using a different lens as well, all the rest of that. This is off the cuff video. This is my initial reactions to the M1 MacBook Pro. I am so excited. As you can tell by my voice, a little voice crack there. So good. The box is nice and sturdy. It feels heavy. It feels well built. Nice little display here. It hides the notch a little bit as well. Okay, before we go any further, I'm just going to grab a little sticky note so I can hide my serial numbers and everything. But I don't know why I'm a bit paranoid about serial numbers and stuff. I mean, I'm not that big of a deal, but anyways, let me zoom in a little bit here. So this is actually the base model 14-inch MacBook Pro. It is the one with the 8-core GPU and 8-core CPU, 14-core GPU, 512 storage, 16 gigs of unified memory. And from the videos I've seen, this is actually a really, really capable computer. Probably a lot better than my 16-inch MacBook Pro. Like, my initial intention was to buy the 16-inch and kind of hold off and wait for Apple's education discount so I could at least get a free pair of AirPods out of the deal, but I don't know, I haven't had like a smaller MacBook Pro, and like I want to see what the base model is like, and I want to test out the 16 gigs of unified memory and see if that's enough for my needs, because I have been umming and ahhing about whether I should spec my 16-inch with 16 or 32 gigs or go for the M1 Max. Like, do I really need it? Probably, the answer is probably not, but I wanted to find out for myself, and you know what, let me take a little bit of a leap of faith and invest something into the channel, actually get one of these relatively early, because I mean, if you wanted to order one now, like as I said at the beginning of the video, it's 4 to 5 weeks from Apple. So, you know, while the store had stock, I caved. My willpower is not very strong when it comes to Apple products. So, last year we did it with iPhones, this year we're doing it with MacBooks. Yeah, I'll kind of, this story will kind of be an evolution on my channel for the next couple of months. So yeah, this is the last chance to, you know, before I commit to it. If I leave the sealed, I can still return it. You know what? Sod it. I can't bring myself to do it. I can't. Okay, sod it. Let's do it. Let's no. Okay. Shout out to the guys at Ubi. At least they were kind enough not to charge me a surcharge when I paid with credit card. I'll figure it out, guys. I hope this, you guys better like this video. Subscribe if you're new for more Apple MacBook M1 content goodness. Yeah, this cost me a decent chunk of change. I mean, you know, I'm obviously not going to go broke because I bought this, but it's just, you know, a little bit of savings down the drain. Plastic's off, can't return it anymore unless it's faulty. So let's just go for it. Nice solid box as well. I like that. Woo! Oh yes. I've watched so many unboxings that it's like, but just having one of my own, being able to feel it. Oh, that feels good. Okay, let's take it out. Oh my god, this thing feels built. This feels solid. Let's put that to the side for a second. Check out the accessories. Now, you all know what comes in the box. Like, you got your usual books. So you got your MacBook Pro Quick Start Guide, little pamphlet. No one's going to read this, so let's pluck these and file them to the side and keep them intact for the new owner, because I'll probably eventually sell this anyways. But look at this. Black Apple stickers. Now, this is how you know you ain't playing any games. Like, this is how you know you've graduated from peasant status, from the white ones, to beast to pro status. So yeah, keep these. I'm gonna leave them in the box intact. I'll pack that away later. I'm shaking. Now, because this is the base model, you get obviously a New Zealand plug because I'm in New Zealand. I don't know if you can see it there, but it's a 67 watt USB-C power adapter, so this one is not compatible with fast charge, but that's okay. I mean, it's the baseline model. Who needs fast charge on a MacBook? If you do spec it from Apple, you can get the 96 watt for an extra $20 US, $30 New Zealand, last time I checked, which is awesome. So definitely, if you are ordering one from Apple, just go ahead and tick that box and grab the faster charger for an extra 20, 30 bucks. But if you're buying one from the store, you don't really have a choice unless you step up to one of the bigger models. And this, the return of MagSafe. Boy, am I glad to see it back. Woo! This is a really complex little packaging arrangement. Hopefully I can get it back together if I do decide to sell this MacBook. If I decide to sell this MacBook. It's nice and braided as well. Now, I got the MacBook in space gray, and this is one of the things that I noticed is that this charger, the MagSafe bit, is silver. So for my actual, I plan on getting a silver one. I planned on picking up the silver one, but they had one in stock, but it was reserved for another guy. So I was like, oh, if the guy's already reserved it, that's fair game. Like, I'll take the space gray one, no big deal. It doesn't match, and that's really gonna annoy me when I'm using it. I don't know, we'll see how we go, but boy, am I glad to see MagSafe back. You can plug this into the USB-C in, so I can use my existing MacBook Pro charger and charge MagSafe. Oh, this is so cool. And it's braided as well. And yeah, just the amazing thing that I'm sure a lot of other unboxers and reviewers have pointed out is that it's detachable for this time around. I'll be right back. I'll grab an old MagSafe charger that I have. Okay, so I ran and got my old MacBook Air charger, which is still in use by my dad, occasionally for Windows stuff. But look at that. We've had to duct tape it because obviously the cable, even with my some reasonably gentle use, it started to fray at the MagSafe end. So now with the braided cable, and there's a comparison between MagSafe 2 and MagSafe 3, it's a little bit bigger. So yeah, cheeky Apple, they made it bigger so you couldn't use the old ones. So yeah, the good thing is you can replace this cable. Now, it's not a cheap cable, but the good thing is that at least you don't have to replace the whole power adapter and cable assembly. You can replace just the cable itself. Cool. Anyways, all right, let's just pop that back there for now. We'll play around with the MagSafe later, but I'm sure you guys are, and myself as well, waiting for this. Oh, it just feels so solid. I've got to be a bit careful because I'm very excited, and I'm also reaching out behind a camera, so I just need to be careful in the way that I handle it. But let's take it out of its wrapping. Oh yeah. Oh, that's good. Ooh. And we'll save that as well. Oh, this thing feels so solid, so nice. It feels so good in the hands. I gotta say it. Shout out to Flossie Carter. And speaking of Flossie Carter, you know what we gotta do? We gotta do the smell test. Woo! Smells like performance. Smells like efficiency. Oh my goodness, this is yes. I'm way too hyped. I'm overhyping this. Okay, all right, let's take a look at the I/O. So we've got here MagSafe, 2 USB-C/Thunderbolt 4 ports. You have the headphone jack, which is it's a rare occurrence for an Apple device, and it's also high impedance. So if you've got some really nice headphones, like some Herder 600s from Old Mate Sen, you can plug those into these. Apparently, I don't know, I don't have any high impedance headphones, so I can't really test it out. Here you've got your HDMI, another Thunderbolt 4 port, and then a SD card slot. So glad to see it back. Could go either way on the HDMI personally, but I know a lot of people like it, so yeah. On the bottom, the feet are a little bit more pronounced as well, which is, that's cool. But this is really cool. They've engraved the MacBook Pro lettering on the bottom, and it's absent from the display when you open it. Okay, let's open it up. Oh, yes. I'm sorry, but I probably, I'm gonna need to go change my pants as well soon. Let's take this paper off as well. Very environmentally friendly packaging, except for the plastic. Ooh! Now, You can see that notch. Let me see if I can angle it a little bit better so you guys can see everything. Wow, that display is absolutely gorgeous. And it's saying hello.
Hello.
Wow. That notch is, it's there. It is, it's making a statement. It's just chilling. Now, on the inside, you've got your Touch ID button. It's a nice clickable button and it's built in as well. Oh, that is interesting. The whole button actually clicks. I don't know if y'all can see this, but this whole thing clicks. So that is cool. And then we also have the absence of the touch bar. Goodbye. I'm impartial on it again. Like, I don't really mind it, but I also don't really care that it's gone. You know, we get these proper function keys back, which I assume the majority of people prefer. That's why they got rid of the touch bar. This black keyboard as well, the behind looks so sick. And on the silver one, I think is just a much better contrast. I assume that I will be picking up a 16-inch in silver. So that is the part that is decided, just the specs that I'm just not really sure on. Also, why don't we take a look at the MagSafe as well. Oh, just like I remembered it. It's nice and strong as well. It's a lot stronger than I remember. But let's just take a look at the color difference. So if you wanted to know what it's like, this is what it looks like on a space gray machine with MagSafe plugged in. Yeah, that's gonna bother me a little bit if I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, there's a bit of a color contrast, so I don't know why Apple didn't color match the MagSafe charger to the color of the computer, but Apple will be doing Apple things. Maybe when the MacBook Air comes out, they'll bring out some colored MagSafe chargers, but that is something that, I don't know, like most MacBook Pro owners probably don't care, but I'm just a really OCD person, so not OCD, but just like those little things, they kind of bother me. So for that fact, I think silver. Whoa, chill. I know. I'll get to you in a second. Relax. I'm gonna have to go set this up soon. But yeah, that is one of the little things that I kind of wanted to see for myself. So while I've got the MacBook Air here, let's do a little size comparison. So this is a 13-inch MacBook Air. That's the only 13-inch Apple computer that I have at the moment. And then this is the 14. It's actually small. The 14-inch MacBook Pro is actually smaller than the 13-inch MacBook Air. Look at that. There's like a finger width and a little bit up the top as well. Look at that. That is very interesting. Now, obviously, the MacBook Air is a bit thinner because it tapers, and it's even at its height at the tallest end, it is going to be thinner than the chonkster of the MacBook Pro. Now, this 14-inch isn't actually too bad. Now, the previous generations, they tapered off, so it looks really thin, it looks really sleek, but it's actually, you know, it is still reasonably thick, and thickness is not a bad thing. I prefer, oh sorry for bumping the mic, I prefer my things thick. Alright, let me go get this set up and we'll have some initial impressions. I don't want to make this video too long. Basically what I want to be doing is stacking it up, oh god, against my 16-inch, which is served me for the past year. I have a love-hate relationship with this machine. It's served me well, but it's also frustrated me so much. And I'll do a little bit of a follow-up to that. The space gray actually looks a little bit different. It looks a little bit darker on the, I don't know if it's the lighting or anything, and I can't really show you the outside because it's got a skin on it. Ooh, it looks so good. Alright, we're all set up, we're booted into Mac OS. Okay, the first couple of things that I noticed, the keyboard and the trackpad feel a little bit different to the previous gen 16-inch. I don't know what it is. It feels a little bit more clickier. The keyboard, it feels a little, I don't know, it just feels a little different. It's not vastly different, like it actually is the brilliant Magic Keyboard that is on the 16-inch. For some reason it just feels, I mean, let me do a little bit of typing. The keys kind of feel a little bit more tactile. Now, I don't have the mic pointed towards the computer, obviously, but the keys sound, they're a little bit more tactile. The trackpad is a little bit more what's the word, like clicky. Yeah, that's one thing that I've noticed. All right, what was I gonna do? I was gonna change the other thing as well that I noticed, ProMotion. Wow, it is really cool, really smooth. Now you're not gonna see it on this obviously because this is a 30 FPS video. So how I set up my Macs, I set them up brand new, as I do with my phones, but compared to my phones, I like having dark mode on all the time, on my Macs at least. I'm going to change the resolution because I want it scaled for more space. It just feels a bit too cramped if you have it at the default, so I always like to change it to more space, True tone can stay on. Adjust brightness. Now, what brightness are we at? We're at full. It looks good. So it is on P3. Can go up to 1600 nits. You can change the promotion and all that. Honestly, when I'm looking at it now, don't get me wrong, it is vibrant. It looks absolutely gorgeous, but it's not the 1600 or the 1000 nits of brightness, because I think that only kicks in when you watch HDR content. So why don't we go ahead and do that? I'm going to plug in my SSD and we're going to watch some HDR content. Now, obviously, it's not going to show through on the video, but I thought I'd just have a look and you guys can get my reaction and see how good these displays actually are. Open that up, full screen. Now the notch disappears when you go into full screen, and this is a good opportunity to test out the blooming as well. So let me skip to a part. Oh god, that's bright. Oh yes, it is definitely showing through the HDR. Yeah, you can see a tiny bit of blooming, if I'm gonna be honest. I think it's also part of the video and the smoke effects as well. Apart from that, it does look good. Yeah. The brightness only happens when you put on HDR content, but either way, it is still a gorgeous display for day-to-day use. Okay, well, both of them sound absolutely phenomenal. Like, Apple does the best notebook speakers in the game, period. No arguments whatsoever. Like, you don't even need portable speakers anymore. Like, when I watch YouTube videos, I just use the speakers on the MacBook. Now, these ones have started to kind of crackle a little bit. It's probably not going to show up on camera because my things tend to behave when I've got the spotlight on them. Both of them sound fantastic. I'd say, like, for a 14-inch computer, for a small form factor computer, wow, I'm very impressed. Okay, so I've probably spent the last, let's say, 6 hours with this MacBook Pro. Actually, more than 6 hours. Honestly, I am so impressed. It's blown me away. It's so incredible how much I used to tolerate with the Intel Macs. So at the moment, I'm just doing a bit of editing, and literally the battery has only dropped like 7% after like 15 minutes or 20 minutes of editing. I'm editing the new, this very video, actually, the very beginning of it, and no fans. The fans have not turned on at all, and it only got warm during a software update. I'm just absolutely blown away by the absolute performance. This is the base model as well. Like, if you get the M1 Max, it's even better. So yeah, it's butter. Like, you know what? There have been some hiccups. Like, I recorded this on my iPhone. Uh-oh. That's not good. Oh, it's gone. I can't eject my SD card for some reason, but I think it's doing too many things in the background, so I'll cut it some slack. It's getting a bit warm as well here, but the fans are still off. Oh, there we go. It's gone. Alright, just needed a bit of time. It's not perfect. No computer will be perfect, but this is just like, just completely step the game up. Okay, so what we're going to do is just kind of simulate a basic workflow. I'm not going to do any benchmarks in this video. I'm going to save that for the next one. It's going to be real in-depth between the Intel 16-inch and this base model 14-inch. Also, the frame rate is a little bit funny because I had to turn it down because otherwise you'd see flickering in the background. But I've got my 16-inch plugged into my LG monitor. Also, forgive my chair squeaking, and we're going to turn it on, and I just want you guys to hear the fan noise. Alright, so we're getting the monitor loaded up. Cool. Let me just pop this this camera down. Alright, so I've got the 16-inch loaded up. I had to configure the displays because this is the first time I've plugged my monitor in. No fan at all. Computer is charging, nice and good. It's pulling 47 watts from the monitor, and yeah, no problems with getting it powered. Now let's open up Final Cut and see what it does. Something like that. So scrubbing through the timeline is nice and simple. We're on better quality as well. I don't have any temperature sensors unfortunately because iStat menus is for whatever reason is not showing up with my CPU and GPU temperatures and all that. So I can only see the SSD's temperature, so I don't know if there's something wrong with iStat, if they haven't optimized for M1 MacBook Pros, but yeah, that's what I'm dealing with at the moment. What you can't hear is fan noise, and it is very nice and peaceful and quiet, and I'm gonna do a bit more testing as well, but this is, oh my god, this is what I've been yearning for. Alright, so that is gonna sum it up for now. Hopefully this video hasn't gone on for too long. If you have stuck around all the way to the end, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. There's more MacBook coverage to come. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. Let me know what you want to see in the comments below, and I'll try and cover it and answer all your questions if you have any for me. Also, if you're new, hit that subscribe button. Again, lots more M1 MacBook content to come out, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. And I don't know how I look here. I just came out of the shower, but peace.